The Atamara Crossroads system is not actually a solar system, but rather a densely packed transit area built around a shattered rogue planet named Atamara, adrift in interstellar space. At the time of its discovery, the rogue planet was at the very edge of effective driftgate range from the Axios system, offering a small gravity well that could be used as a stepping stone to reach the star systems that would ultimately form the Frontier Union. Due to the lack of a local star, Atamara and its surrounding area exist in total darkness, with visibility only provided by the running lights of traffic stations, passing ships, and the strings of beacons that lead vessels between the 4 orbiting drift gates. The trailing edge of the rogue planet produces a thick sensor-jamming dust and debris cloud known as the Howling, so named for the radio emissions produced by the ionized particles' interactions with the moribund planet's magnetic field. This combination of zero visibility and essentially invisible moving debris make the area extremely dangerous, and many pilots treat the entire system with fearful caution. In recent history, the Atamara system is known best as the site of the brutal final battle of the Frontier War, where ships' crews endured constant vicious attacks across 3 days of relentless struggle, all in total darkness, claiming the lives of thousands and leaving those who survived forever scarred. Home to the unpleasant tundra world of Dalstaff 2, the Dalstaff system was originally settled as a vast penal colony to house criminals from across the cluster, with genetically engineered moss and lichens cultivated to create a thin atmosphere. Though the system eventually developed a number of civilian settlements and stations under the guidance of the Frontier Union, the area's economy was still entirely driven by the Centrum Assembly's Knightbridge maximum security prison facility on Dalstaff 2 and its support structures. This changed in 0290 PCU when the Frontier Union declared independence from the Assembly and began the Frontier War. Finding themselves suddenly in enemy territory, the staff of the Knightbridge Penitentiary quickly fell victim to riots, and the concrete towers of the now abandoned facility were later transformed into a sprawling improvised city by the Frontier Union. To this day, Knightbridge City stands as one of the most populous settlements in the Union, famed for its weapons factories and breweries. Rapidly colonized with little concern for self-sufficiency or forward planning, the scorching hot desert world of Mayala's Rest is the second planet from its bright sun and the namesake of its star system. The planet was named after the colony ship Solari Mayala, which experienced a disastrous fuel explosion during its first descent to the world and crashed in the Nasharia Mountains. The planet is covered in huge condenser wells built at the center of sprawling settlements, almost all of which are comprised of prefab colony shelters still in use centuries after their planned replacement by permanent housing. Like all Union worlds, Mayala's Rest is essentially 100% reliant on shipments from Centrum and Axios for food and medical supplies, a role that the Assembly often fails to competently perform. This virtual abandonment by the Assembly has resulted in planet-wide deprivation across Mayala's Rest. Famine and plague were rampant long before the Great Famine began to affect the entire cluster, and the world maintains one of the highest crime rates in Tantalus. The most highly populated of the Union worlds, and the most influential in the Union Council, Teldrin is a frozen ice moon, battered by high-speed winds, that makes survival outdoors impossible for more than a few hours. As a result, the cities of Teldrin are built into towering spires of ice and within deep craters. Though the Frontier Union is a confederacy of separately governed worlds, Teldrin has earned a reputation as the de facto capital of the nation, with the spoken language of Teldrani even being considered the lingua franca of the Union. Mizuduri, the gas giant around which Teldrin orbits, is unusually rich in valuable elements, particularly fusion fuels and noble gases, which are exploited by the twin stations of Inashi Suto and Inashi Katoro to export fuel across the cluster. This resource made the system invaluable to the Union war machine during the Frontier War, granting the local Teldrani government a significant amount of political leverage, which has led the people of the system to often be regarded as arrogant and selfish. Thank you for watching. Please remember to follow the link below to check out our announcement for our upcoming original sci-fi drama, The Sojourn.